At 18, while shopping with my best friend, I was discovered by a talent scout and became a trainee. Among the trainees at the same company, there was a boy who had a crush on me, which my best friend noticed. She was afraid that rumors would ruin my future, so she exposed the boy's feelings. He was shelved and had to pay a huge penalty for breach of contract. I became a big name in the entertainment industry, winning various gold awards with ease. My best friend, however, claimed to be my savior, insisting that without her, I would still be an unknown assistant. Later, an accident happened, and both she and I returned to our days as trainees. She snorted coldly, saying she wanted to see how I would reach the peak without her interference. "How old are you this year?" Looking at the microphone before me and the familiar street, my thoughts gathered. Have I been reborn? I was reborn to the day after the college entrance exam, when I was traveling with my best friend Lu Yuran to An City. While shopping at night, I encountered a street interview. Lu Yuran. I turned my head and met her eyes, equally bewildered as mine. It seems she has been reborn just like me. The night in An City is bustling with activity, which is also one of its highlights as a famous tourist destination. It made my already beautiful face even more radiant. As soon as this video was released, it immediately caught the attention of talent scouts. This is how I entered the entertainment industry. I became a trainee. Seeing that I remained silent, the interviewer shifted the microphone in front of Lu Yuran. "You two must be good friends, right? Here's the deal. We'll ask a few questions, and for each correct answer, there's a reward of 200. Would you like to participate?" Just answering a few questions correctly and getting paid. We were all tempted at the time. In her previous life, Lu Yuran confidently stepped forward to answer the questions first. Who would have thought that all the questions asked were about historical topics and the like? Lu Yuran wasn't good at history, and her face turned bright red as she stammered, unable to answer. I was afraid she'd lose face, so I quietly reminded her. Who knew she'd immediately turn cold, saying she didn't need me showing off, then turned around and left. Afterwards, the video went viral, with the lighting of Yuan City. Both me and Lu Yuran, who had also done artistic makeup, became famous. Some netizens called me too scheming, just like my nine-tailed fox look, with 108 tricks up my sleeve. They hate girls like me the most. Others fawn over my looks, saying I'm both smart and beautiful. Some even say Lu Yuran has a straightforward personality, just like her makeup and styling. A fiery little bunny. The talent scout discovered us and thought we both had potential. They signed us both, but in the end, it was me who became a huge hit. The Grand Slam event was held on a cruise ship, and besides the media, many friends from the entertainment industry were invited. I was supposed to be the lead dancer in the end, but who knew Lu Yuran, completely drunk, suddenly rushed over, pointing at my nose. He started saying, "Qian, have you ever thought about how you got to where you are today? If it weren't for me, you'd have been buried by the company long ago for being in a teenage romance. You should be thanking me. This dance, no matter what, has to be led by me. I'm so angry." I've heard this line countless times. I was discovered by a talent scout because her tantrums made for good footage, so I have to thank her. I've made it this far and become a senior in the entertainment industry, and I have to thank her for that too. I grabbed her hand and pulled her to the bow of the cruise ship, wanting to clear things up. Who knows? In the tussle, she angrily shoved me. High heels stepped on the long skirt of the dress, and I lost my balance and fell out. At that instant, due to inertia, I grabbed Lu Yuran. Both of us fell into the sea together. Cold seawater rushed into my nostrils and mouth from all directions. I still remember that suffocating feeling vividly. I'll participate. Lu Yuran's voice instantly brought me back to my senses. After being interviewed in her previous life, she felt humiliated and went back to re-watch the video countless times, so she could recite the answers to these questions backwards. She gave me a smug smile, full of confidence. The interviewer quickly began asking questions. "May I ask, who is the longest-lived emperor in our country's history?" This problem is different from the previous life. I could tell from Lu Yuran's suddenly unpleasant expression that she wouldn't. In the previous life. Although she was only an 18th-tier actress. She relied on me as a backup and just muddled through each day. I didn't want to see her so dispirited. So when I asked her to learn something, she started throwing a tantrum. Accused me of forgetting the grace she had shown me, saying she could have just said she didn't want to be supported. So even if she were reborn, her mind remained empty. I don't know about this question. This time. Lu Yuran calmly shook her head. Looks like she wants to shake off the label of mindless and switch to what used to be called frank and outspoken in the comment sections. After saying that, she gave me a long look. Her eyes held a hint of schadenfreude, certain that after all these years, I had long forgotten everything I once knew. At her glance, the reporter moved the microphone and camera toward me. Then she smiled kindly. How old are you this year? Unexpectedly, the question had changed. Lu Yuran felt a bit embarrassed and indignant. But she still didn't leave. I just turned 18 this year, it's not a joke. I really am 18. I finished speaking, then playfully winked. After being in the industry for so many years, I know exactly which angle of mine looks the best. I also know what kind of persona my fans like to see, matching with my makeup today. People passing by immediately stopped in their tracks. The interviewer was a young girl who immediately blushed. Then she repeated the question she had just asked Lu Yuran. I thought for a moment and said, the answer to that question is Xiao Tuo, Emperor Wu of Nanyue, who lived over 100 years. The interviewer handed me 200 yuan and then started asking questions again. I answered all the following questions fluently, until the young lady had no cash left in her hands. Thunderous applause erupted around us. Holding the money, I smiled happily and thanked the young lady. You did it on purpose. Right. Lu Yuran could no longer hold back and stormed off angrily. Was it intentional? Yes and no. This time, I no longer cared about saving her face and directly crushed her. That was intentional. But the knowledge is mine. It's what I've gained from studying the script every time. Painstakingly researching, looking up information online, and striving to restore the character and history. Every script is densely covered with my annotations. The interviewer girl looked somewhat bewildered as she watched Lu Yuran's departing figure. I don't understand why. As a good friend, Lu Yuran isn't happy for me. I waved my hand in front of her eyes, then turned to the interviewer. Thank you so much for funding my trip. This visit to N City was definitely worth it. I'll bring more people here for you. Welcome everyone to N City. It's truly a fantastic place to visit, friendly people and beautiful scenery. I'll definitely be back next time. The young lady only then realized that she had originally planned to ask just 5 questions, meaning I could earn at most 1,000. Unexpectedly, the atmosphere was so lively that she got carried away and ended up asking 15 questions. I also successfully got 3,000. Hearing my words, she was both amused and exasperated. But this video went viral, and her earnings far exceeded just these 3,000. As a resident of N City, getting a free advertisement was an added bonus. Why not take it? When I returned to the hotel, Lu Yuran had already packed up her things. This graduation trip seems to be coming to an end. I happen to want to go home and spend some time with my parents. And by the way, properly plan out the future of this life. Give me the travel money and ID card. I'm going home. Lu Yuran sat on the edge of the bed and spoke coldly. It just occurred to me that ever since we became friends in high school, she's always relied on me for everything. Even for this trip. I planned the entire itinerary. Her parents are very stingy. And she said she's suffered quite a bit since childhood. I've always wanted to travel with my best friend at least once in my lifetime. Sure enough, her parents didn't allow her to travel. So I felt sorry for her and went to her house to persuade her parents. I promised to cover all the expenses, and with her secretly saving 500 yuan herself, her parents finally agreed. So she simply handed me the 500 yuan and her ID card, letting me cover all the expenses, buy all the tickets, and book the hotel. What can 500 do? It's barely enough to cover the outfit she's wearing right now. In my previous life, I gave her the 500 as soon as I got home, telling her to save it for herself. Her family is so stingy with her. I imagine life won't be easy for her once she starts university. I took out my ID card and the 500 from my bag and handed them to her. This 500 should cover her travel expenses and meals for the way back. She reached out to take it, snorted coldly, picked up her suitcase, and left. When she reached the door, she suddenly stopped, turning her head. She said to me, "Chien, the road is walked by oneself. This time I won't help you anymore. It's time I lived for myself for once." After saying that, she left without looking back, leaving me alone in the room, understanding her words, only finding them laughable. When I got home, my parents were both surprised, not expecting me to return so early. I just said I missed them. So I came back. I waited until they were free in the evening to tell them everything that happened in Ungshi. When I came back, I used the bonus I earned to take a plane directly, which saved a lot of time. The video will probably take a few more days to be released. So I shared my thoughts in advance to let them plan ahead. Both my parents are middle school teachers, and they've always been very open-minded about my affairs. Our whole family sat together and analyzed the pros and cons. Seeing that I spoke in a logical and orderly manner, they seemed to have already made up their minds. Dad chuckled. "Looks like our girl has grown into an adult. So thoughtful and decisive. This is your life. You must make your own decisions. Even if you fail, we're still young, so we can try again. If it really doesn't work out, Dad will take care of you." Mom patted Dad's arm and said, "TSK. TSK. TSK. What nonsense are you talking? Our daughter has just started, and you're already pouring cold water on her. Truly, children speak without thinking. I'm sorry, my dear wife." Watching such a heartwarming scene before me, my heart felt incredibly tender. It's really great to see them again. Just as I expected, as soon as the video was released, it went viral, even more popular than in my previous life. It once ranked among the top 3 trending topics on Weibo. I am witty and adorable, and my fluent responses have completely won over netizens. I even gained a following of history enthusiasts by elaborating a bit more when answering questions. When I threw in the "just turned 18" meme, the barrage was filled with ha ha ha. The final wrap-up was truly a stroke of genius. Netizens from N-City found my social media account and came to thank me one after another. The N-City Culture and Tourism Bureau tagged me in their latest video, welcoming me to visit again next time. Lu Yuran also gained some fans because she admitted that she simply didn't know how to do certain things. They praised her for bravely rejecting the shame of not knowing and facing her own shortcomings. Some media outlets came up with a creative idea, even titling their articles "The Most Beautiful Sisters Brave in City." Lu Yuran and I have become completely famous. See, I can get an invitation even without you. I closed the news page and saw the message sent by Lu Yuran. I wasn't surprised by this. And Lu Yuran isn't completely useless either. In my previous life, before signing the contract, I took Lu Yuran with me to the company. The company was very satisfied with all aspects of my conditions, and in order to sign me, they also signed Lu Yuran. At that time, Lu Yuran specifically hired a makeup artist to do her makeup. Later, after being asked to rehearse without makeup, the person who signed her got scolded mercilessly. Lu Yuran is considered petite and delicate in appearance, but among the numerous beauties in the trainees, she's simply unremarkable. The agency didn't want to lose money before even making any, so they created a girl-next-door persona for her, bundling her together with my type bright and charming little princess. Sure enough, netizens really fell for this. Sweet older sister, spoiled younger sister. I won't say who's shipping them. Yorin really seems like someone who knows how to take care of people. So heartwarming. I snapped back to my senses from my previous life, staring blankly at the private messages from several companies in front of me. There was the trainee company that introduced me to this world in my previous life, and my old company from my previous life, Xinhua Media. I decisively chose my old company. Without any other reason, it offered great support for newcomers, never harsh on the artists under my management, whether they are seasoned or new, treating everyone equally when mistakes are made. Soon, My parents and I went to the company and finalized the contract. They also assured me that the work arrangements would not interfere with my class schedule. After the company's staff interviewed me, they immediately decided that it would be a shame not to put this face of mine into acting. An agent was quickly arranged for me. This time, I'm no longer debuting as a trainee. The summer vacation after the college entrance exam is too long. My agent thought it would be a pity not to take advantage of this great popularity now. The entertainment industry is full of talented people. If I wait until I've studied well before filming some more shows, the audience might have already forgotten about me. So, my agent signed me up for a variety show called I Have a Star Dream. All the participants were young men and women aged 18 to their early 20s. They all shared one characteristic. They were newcomers eager to make a name for themselves. If the show ends with winning the championship, I can get a small role in an S-level script. Although it's just a minor role, the character is quite popular, and it's directed by director Wang. So no character in it should be underestimated. The requirements the agent gave me for this variety show are very simple. Seek no merit, but avoid mistakes. Just get familiar with people. But when I arrived at the scene, I didn't expect to run into two acquaintances. One was Liu Yuran, who had become a trainee. The other was Qiao Zichu, who had been frozen out by the previous generation for liking me. The show started stirring things up on the very first day by allowing the contestants to freely pair up in groups of 2. However, there were 21 contestants in total. Liu Yuran brushed past me and stopped in front of a girl. I remember that in my previous life, that girl had a fairly good relationship with Liu Yuran, just shy by nature, and later realizing he wouldn't make it big, he quit the industry. The girl obviously recognized Liu Yuran. Surprised, she asked, "Aren't you choosing your best friend?" Liu Yuran glanced at me, his expression cold as he replied to her, "I feel like I have a better connection with you." I turned around and saw Qiao Zichu standing in front of me, looking shy. "Hello, my name is Qiao Zichu. Would you like to team up with me?" Teaming up with a guy right from the start would definitely attract attention, but it would also lead to all sorts of baseless rumors. I weighed the pros and cons in my mind. Glancing around, I saw everyone had already formed their teams, leaving only me, Qiao Zichu, and another girl. I could only nod. Qiao Zichu came to my side, a bit excited, and I silently sighed in my heart. Originally, staying far away from him in this life would be better for both of us. It seems some things are destined. The remaining girls who didn't form teams were regretfully eliminated. The production team asked us to rest separately and discuss the competition rules later. I sat in the shade of the tree, and Qiao Zichu handed me a bottle of water from somewhere. "I've watched your videos and know you're very smart. But don't worry, I won't hold you back." He seemed a bit nervous, and his voice grew softer. I took the water from his hand and smiled. "Since I've agreed to team up with you, I'll face the challenges together with you. Besides, the competition hasn't even started yet. How do you know you'll hold us back? Don't put pressure on yourself. Let's work hard together." Qiao Zichu stared at me blankly for a moment, then broke into a smile, clearly relieved. She seemed much less distant from me. However, I continued, "I heard you're a trainee at DM Company. They haven't given you any opportunities all these years. Would you be interested in coming over to our Xingyue Media? Xingyue Media has a sharp eye, closely following fashion trends and knowing which type of artist aligns with public taste." In his previous life, shortly after Qiao Zichu was shelved, Xingyue Media signed an artist of his type, who became an instant hit. After that, artists of this type sprang up like mushrooms, with 6 or 7 of them becoming popular. His thick eyelashes fluttered slightly, and a flicker of surprise shone in his eyes. "I don't understand how our conversation suddenly turned into poaching." "It's okay, you can take your time to think about it. But the deadline is only until this show ends." "But can I really go? DM will make me pay a penalty, and I don't have that much money. Plus, Starry Sky Media has so many talented people. I am afraid they won't think highly of me." He grew less and less confident as he spoke. I stood up. "Don't underestimate yourself. Great people have said we are the sun at 8 or 9 in the morning, full of infinite possibilities. You must see the shining points in yourself. And I have high hopes for you too. He was stunned by my encouragement, his ears gradually turning red, stammering and unable to speak. But there was a bit more determination in his eyes. The sound of a horn rang out, and Lu Yuran walked past me, glancing between me and Qiao Zichu before letting out a cold laugh. Some people are just born to be ungrateful, others pull them out of the fire. And they still can't recognize kindness. I coldly lowered my face, staring at her with a heavy gaze. She crossed her arms over her chest, her eyes filled with contempt. You can rest assured. I won't meddle this time. I respect other people's destinies and have let go of my savior complex. Do whatever you want. As for me, I'm determined to make a name for myself in the entertainment industry. We both have bright futures ahead. Qiao Zichu stared in surprise at Lu Yuran's retreating back, asking quietly, "Aren't you good friends?" I didn't say anything. Some things can't be explained in just a few sentences. Qiao Zichu isn't stupid. He noticed the tension between us and never mentioned Lu Yuran in front of me again. The first round of the competition was an escape room. Which group collects the most clues, gets out fastest, and scores the highest? As soon as the director finished speaking, Qiao Zichu's eyes flickered. What's wrong? I whispered to him. I really enjoy playing escape rooms. When I have time, I often go. Qiao Zichu spoke somewhat shyly, his amber eyes filled with concern. After receiving my affirmation, his gaze sparkled, like a proud little puppy. After all, I've been immersed in the entertainment industry for so long in my past life. While Qiao Zichu was searching for clues, I deliberately created some highlights, guide him to do some explaining, no longer just dryly solving puzzles. His voice is very pleasant, soft and gentle, yet not effeminate, especially clear in the quiet escape room. I always maintain a proper distance from him, so others won't find any fault. Every time we find a clue, we both summarize it and leave behind ambiguous suspense. Since the program chose a pre-recorded format, it's natural that the editing would highlight these exciting moments more. Unsurprisingly, this time I came first, with Qiao Zichu in second. When the time limit for decryption was about to expire, Lu Yuran finally stumbled out with her teammates supporting her. Seeing that I had already come out and was looking at her, her expression immediately changed. She left her teammates behind and walked over. Are you feeling proud? But this is just the beginning. Don't celebrate too soon. She lowered her voice. Don't forget, I've been in the entertainment industry for a long time too. It's still uncertain who will come out on top. This time, I'm going to live for myself, not just be your supporting act. Where on earth did she get the confidence to think that my success in my previous life was just a backdrop for her? Erase all my efforts, all my sweat, having won the first battle. I gave Qiao Zichu a few words of encouragement when my phone rang. It was my agent. As soon as I entered the agent's office, I felt a low-pressure atmosphere coming towards you. The agent glanced at me and handed me his phone. I took a look and saw it was exactly the video of me and Qiao Zichu chatting under the tree earlier. From this angle, it looked like there was some ambiguity between us. Who took this? Soon, I ruled out Lu Yuran. She wanted to see me ruin my own future, so it was naturally impossible for her to report me to the agent. I sincerely commented, "A handsome man and a beautiful woman, they look very pleasing to the eye." The agent rolled her eyes, somewhat annoyed. It's only the beginning of the recording, and there's already an incident. We have people in the production team, not to mention keeping an eye on you. I flashed a sweet smile. I know you're concerned about me, and I'm not overthinking it. I just didn't expect our company to be so generous, with eyes and ears everywhere. Cheeky. The agent was both amused and exasperated. I knew he had a daughter around my age, so he was always very caring toward us younger ones. After laughing, he turned serious. You're still young, not suitable for shipping CPs. The company will arrange that for you in the future. For now, your only task is to show your face. I nodded earnestly. You should keep your distance from that boy. If it doesn't work out, I can talk to the production team and get you a different partner. No need. I refused. The agent didn't expect me to refute so quickly, and felt a bit displeased. You still have feelings for him. I was young once too. Young people have strong hormones. And having some inexplicable emotions is quite normal. I have a plan. It's for the company. I laid out my thoughts. And the agent wore a contemplative expression, looking at him, scrutinizing me with that half smile. I knew he was redefining me in his mind. Until finally, he broke into a smile. Walking out the door, I let out a heavy sigh of relief. I knew the company would definitely agree. On the day of signing the contract, I returned to the company to pick up my forgotten backpack and overheard a conversation among senior management. For an artist like Xiao Zichu, it's best to poach him before he becomes popular. He hasn't shown any commercial value at DM company for years. So DM won't hold on to him. The first episode was recorded quickly. Xiao Zichu's performance was particularly outstanding. As for Lu Yuran, although I didn't specifically observe her, she always seemed quite proud and confident whenever she saw me. So I imagined she must be doing quite well. After sorting out Xiao Zichu's matters, with the end of the summer vacation, I stepped onto the campus. Running into Lu Yuran again was within my expectations. After all, we were so close back then. And we even discussed our college applications together. In my senior year of high school, I tutored her for a whole year. She barely made the admission cutoff and ended up at the same school as me. After recording the show, my agent hired a performance coach for me, and I've been studying ever since. Even though I have experience from a past life, more skills never hurt. I'm serious and talented. Earning endless praise from my performance teacher, my agent also started taking better care of me. As a result, apart from attending school, I basically spend all my time studying at the company. Lu Yuran has been doing exceptionally well lately. She's all too familiar with the life of a trainee, so there's not much pressure in training. Without me by her side in this life, her expenses have decreased. And she started exploring new avenues. She posts videos of herself dancing on short video platforms. She also starts live streaming, and with her previous fan base, she's become a somewhat well-known internet celebrity. The company was happy about it and didn't stop her. She quickly developed her own circle at school. She became a well-known celebrity. She became even more proud and looked down her nose at me whenever she saw me. You see, without helping you, my life is so much better. The thought of how I used to sacrifice myself to highlight you, only to get no thanks in return, makes me feel it wasn't worth it. I walked past her with my backpack, not wanting to pay any more attention. Spend more time with nature. Less entanglement with people. This time, I will never waste energy on myself. I know that excellence comes from diligence and is ruined by indulgence. Only by striving to improve myself can I achieve the so-called freedom. I was somewhat surprised by Xiao Zichu's sudden confession. Originally, it was my agent who said I should go get the documents. I didn't expect it would be Xiao Zichu who delivered them. Seeing that I wasn't speaking, Xiao Zichu went from shy to dejected. I know I'm not as outstanding as you, and I don't want to cause you any trouble. I just wanted to tell you how I feel. I sighed silently in my heart. You have a strong sense of rhythm when you dance. You're confident and composed in front of the camera. You shine brightly on stage. And you quickly solve puzzles that others can't. You are excellent. Xiao Zichu. He seemed taken aback, as if he hadn't expected me to list so many of his good qualities. But that's not enough. Xiao Zichu's expression gradually faded, and the light in his eyes slowly dissipated. I know you'll refuse me. Don't worry. I just wanted to express my feelings. And I definitely won't pester you. I smiled and shook my head. Do you know what my dream is? I want to become an outstanding actor, standing under all the spotlights, attracting everyone's attention, having applause for me, flowers blooming for me, not content with small roles. I want to stand on a bigger stage. Xiao Zichu stared at me blankly for a moment, then nodded solemnly. I understand what you mean, and I will work hard to stand by your side and receive everyone's applause. After saying that, she dashed away with a clatter, clatter, clatter. A A mocking laugh came from behind me. Lu Yuran covered her lips with a smile. That sounds wonderful. Are you going to work hard with your little boyfriend? But this simply won't work without my help. Look at the state you're in now. Does your company just treat you like a mascot? The girl beside her chimed in. Is she that backstabbing friend of yours from before? Starting a relationship right after entering university, that's a major scandal in the entertainment industry. Honestly, I think she's just like that. At first, I thought she was more popular than you. But now you have over 500,000 followers. While she's still unknown. If you ask me, fame really depends on fate. But I have to say, career-driven girls like you are the coolest. Lu Yuran proudly lifted her chin. I'm not the type to be obsessed with love and romance. But I do agree with you that fame depends on fate. You need to clearly recognize the friends around you. Stay out of certain matters. You should let go of your savior complex, so as not to bear others' karma. Otherwise, it will be you who suffers the loss. Everyone around her nodded in agreement. Just as I was about to speak, a figure hurried over and stopped beside Lu Yuran, handing over a large bag of snacks to Lu Yuran. Lu Yuran took the water, felt it, and angrily threw it back into the girl's arms. On such a hot day, you bought me room temperature water. The girl became even more timid, apologizing repeatedly. This girl was the same one who had teamed up with Lu Yuran last time. I never expected we would all be at the same school. The girls around clearly tried to flatter Lu Yuran, each taking turns to criticize her, even pushing and shoving her. The girl's tears kept falling, drop by drop. I couldn't stand it anymore and stepped forward, pulling the girl behind me. You're a social media influencer now. How can you still engage in group bullying? Aren't you afraid of ruining your reputation? Lu Yuran retorted angrily. Which eye of yours saw me bullying anyone? She wanted to get famous by sticking to me, and she can't even handle a simple task like buying something. How dare she cry about it? Then, as if realizing something, she let out a meaningful "oh" and said, "Are you jealous of my popularity? Is that why you're trying to mess with me?" I narrowed my eyes and warned, Lu Yuran, you should speak with evidence. Do you know what the legal department at Xingyue Media is nicknamed? Hearing this, the girl beside Lu Yuran tugged at her sleeve. Forget it. I didn't expect her luck to be so good. She signed with Xingyue Media. Xingyue Media is famously protective of their own, and their legal department is known as the fierce bandits of the entertainment industry. Never having lost a single lawsuit, Lu Yuran bit her lip and glared at me with resentment. I advise you not to meddle in other people's business. She's timid and weak-willed, destined to never make it big in this lifetime. If you want to play the savior, just look at what happened to me before. I know all too well how that ends. After saying that, she left with a few other girls. I helped Yi Qingqing sit down on the steps. She buried her head in her knees for a long time before finally looking up, her eyes brimming with tears. Am I really not cut out for acting? I'm not pretty enough. And my personality isn't great either. I gently stroked her head. There's no such thing as suitable or unsuitable. Only love or not love. Only when you love something does it make sense to keep going. The meaning of every profession is given by people. Don't let it confine us. Yi Qingqing's eyes reddened even more. Actually, thinking back now, I was really carried away at the time. I think I actually prefer broadcasting and hosting. Then go do what you love. We're still young. We have the chance to change. Yi Qingqing stared at me blankly. Don't you think I gave up halfway? I shook my head. Maybe this is called realizing one's mistake and returning to the right path. In the previous life, after Yi Qingqing retired from the entertainment industry, she remained silent for a while. Before my victory banquet, my agent even mentioned a very impressive host named Yi Qingqing. Now that I think about it, she had already succeeded back then. Yi Qingqing stopped crying and smiled, holding my hand. Then she reminded me with some concern. I know what I'm saying now might sound like I'm trying to stir things up. But you should be careful with Lu Yuran. She's been talking badly about you behind your back. That she would talk about me behind my back didn't surprise me at all. In my previous life, I was better than her in every way. But in this life, She seized the chance and wanted nothing more than to trample me into the dirt, as if to deny her own mediocrity in the past. As soon as the trailer for I Have a Star Dream was released, it exploded in popularity, with a cast of handsome men and beautiful women, dramatic scenes, and every fresh face on screen making their features fly in all directions. It had netizens laughing heartily. The appointments quickly exceeded 5 million. Among them, the click-through rate for me and Xiao Zichu was the highest. The second highest was the scene of my argument with Lu Yuran. In the video, her eyes were filled with disdain, perfectly embodying the image of a mean girl. To stir things up, the production team even added a very villainous background music. Curious onlookers flocked to Lu Yuran's account to ask her what was going on. That very night, she tearfully started a live stream. I didn't want to take up public resources, but the misunderstandings about me have gone too far. I was indeed arguing with Qian at the time, but I was just too angry and frustrated, feeling like I couldn't stand seeing someone waste their potential. I also want to take this opportunity to tell everyone something. Whether you're a man or a woman, don't let love cloud your judgment, and never sacrifice yourself for the sake of others. When you encounter friends who take you for granted, cut ties decisively. We are not born to be anyone's appendage. One sentence sounded plausible but was actually misleading, combined with her disappointed and sad gaze. It was hard not to think that I must have done something to hurt her to make her feel this way. She portrayed herself as someone deeply emotional and loyal. So naturally, I became the heartless and ungrateful one, and connecting what she said about being love-struck. Some netizens who thought they discovered the truth went to question under Xiao Zichu's account. It even affected the company. I just realized that Xiao Zichu was originally from DM Company, but now she's gone to Xingyue Media. And Qian happens to be at Xingyue too. Is it for love? Watson, you've spotted the blind spot. As her best friend, Qian didn't help her but instead helped Xiao Zichu, whom she hasn't known for long. Anyone would feel disheartened by that. From what Lu Yuran said, it seems there's more to it than just that. As a result, netizens speculated that I was dating early, loved to stir up hype, and neglected my studies. Even the last interview in An City became part of my performance. Being so calculating and stabbing my best friend in the back, I was instantly condemned by netizens, coupled with my silence and the company's silence. Everyone thought I had tacitly agreed. Netizens who thought they had uncovered the truth began boycotting I Have a Star Dream. Meanwhile, Lu Yuran leveraged this wave of popularity to secure several endorsement deals, reaping substantial benefits. In response to strong demands from netizens, Lu Yuran went live for several more sessions. The barrage of comments urged her to talk about me and persuade me, saying it was a shame for someone so young and beautiful to ruin their future like this. Lu Yuran firmly and righteously refused. I don't have the standing to persuade her now. And kind words can't stop someone determined to meet their fate. Some people are just stubborn by nature and won't turn back until they hit a wall. Besides, my main focus right now is to better myself. Only when I succeed through my own efforts will it become clear who is right and who is wrong. After saying this, she took advantage of the high popularity in the live stream and started promoting products. Most netizens were quite taken by her down-to-earth and clear-headed approach, placing orders one after another in the live stream. Most of the online comments were clearly against me. Xiao Zichu was anxiously pacing back and forth. I told him to calm down and advised him to take care of his personal image. The private messages he received online these past few days had made him furious, but bound by his agent's instructions, he couldn't confront them directly, forced to keep it all inside. He even grew stubble. Where is the spirited young man from not long ago? Anan. He stomped his feet anxiously. Don't worry. I'll let you vent in a moment. Seeing my confident expression, Xiao Zichu finally went to tidy himself up. The agent also took me to the makeup room to put on a pitiful, fragile look, but I refused. Just a natural, bare face is fine. No false lashes. Just curl them. I'm a student now. If it weren't for gaining 10 pounds on camera, I probably wouldn't even wear makeup. No makeup can compare to the genuine vibrancy of youth at 18. I don't want to position myself as a victim, speaking pitifully just to gain others' sympathy. Good is good. Bad is bad, it's never determined by makeup. The agent nodded approvingly. The show airs at 10 a.m. and the behind-the-scenes footage will include the original conversation. The talking points are also in your hands now, the rest is up to you. If it doesn't work out this time, there's always next time. The worst outcome is just being infamous. My nose suddenly felt a sting. All the grievances and injustices from my past life have been smoothed over in this one. I won't say I'm undeserving. All of this was earned through my own sincerity. I deserve it. At 11:30, the first episode of the show finished airing. As behind-the-scenes footage was played, the truth about my argument with Liu Yuran was revealed. The company also released an announcement stating that all netizens who had slandered and spread rumors about me had already been recorded and sent legal notices. The online sentiment instantly shifted. I always said Xinhua Media is the fairest and most protective of its own. No wonder they've been silent for so long. This time they were saving up for something big. She's only 18. What deep-seated grudge could she possibly have? And they call themselves best friends. Yet she's exposing her private life online like this. Everyone was criticizing Qian at first, and I didn't dare speak up, even though Liu Yuran was attacking her so harshly. Qian didn't say a word. Her emotional control is really impressive. She just couldn't refute it. Who knows what she's been up to behind the scenes. The internet was in an uproar, and it was at that moment I started my live stream. I have a striking appearance, naturally fair-skinned, and look like someone who's not easy to approach. But Liu Yuran once told me that whenever I smile, two dimples appear adorably charming, melting hearts, making her wish she could give me the whole world. In my previous life, everything turned to smoke and shadow. If she wanted to be herself, I shouldn't linger in the fading affection. Those bone-chilling, soul-sucking days will never come again. In my agent's shocked gaze, I slowly put down the manuscript. Liu Yuran and I were indeed once the best of friends. We had conflicts just like any normal best friends would, but I've always believed that emotional investment should be mutual. After saying that, I listed out every detail from the 3 years of high school, starting from the moment I met her. I have never betrayed her. Her decision to choose DM was her own. As a newcomer, how could I have any say in the company's decision to sign Xiao Zichu? I believe many netizens have already dug up my background during this time. I am not the daughter of capital, so I cannot influence the company's decisions. As for the matter involving An City, it was purely a coincidence. I am very grateful for everyone's support. At this moment, the visitor from An City also directly issued a statement, claiming with their integrity that there was no hype involved. I know everyone is still concerned about one more thing, so I have invited another party involved. I revealed a smile, looking at the barrage filled with comments like beauties sticking together. I waved to the side, and Xiao Zichu appeared in my live stream, looking shy. Before Xiao Zichu even spoke, his face was already flushed red. Oh my god, an absolute little puppy dog. I thought it was just a persona on the variety show. Beauty overload. Handsome guy and beautiful girl, I am done for. I want to ship them. Hey, you're really going too far. They're just kids. This time, the barrage was filled with kind words. We're still young, and our main focus right now is studying. We each have our own goals. If we have to define our relationship, we're fellow travelers, climbing the heights together. As soon as the words were spoken, a video call request came through. It's Liu Yuran requesting to connect. Xiao Zichu looks at me nervously. I thought for a moment and pressed the confirm button. As soon as the video call connected, a doorway appeared. Is this my front door? Qian, you speak so righteously, but are you really proud of stepping on me to gain fame? Then let me expose you. The liar. Let's see if your parents know you're in a relationship, that you're not studying properly, and that you've signed with a company. My heart instantly tightened, but it was only because I feared my parents would be exposed to the public, disturbing their peaceful lives. Liu Yuran, don't go looking for my parents. Liu Yuran let out a cold laugh, thinking I was nervous, and knocked louder. The door creaked open, Liu Yuran quickly squeezed in, not even bothering to say hello, and immediately started questioning my dad. Uncle, do you know about Qian becoming a celebrity? She secretly signed with an agency behind your back. I once told her that my dad is an old-fashioned guy who always likes to control me. Once I turn 18, I'll do whatever I want and won't discuss it with him anymore. My dad glanced at her calmly. Of course I know. I was the one who signed the contract. Liu Yuran was immediately at a loss for words, his face turning pale. She's also dating early. As a teacher. Her early dating shows she doesn't take your teachings to heart, tarnishing your reputation. And she's even stirring up drama. I argued with her just to talk her out of it. My father narrowed his eyes. And I knew this was a sign of his anger. Shaoan often says you're her good friend. When her mom makes something delicious for school, she always makes an extra portion just for you. You really opened my eyes today. Exposing her flaws in front of her parents, was it intentional or unintentional? Child, I've been a teacher for so many years. I understand everything. She's 18. Already a college student. Being in a relationship can't be considered puppy love. Besides, I know my daughter, she wouldn't start dating so early. As for the matter of reputation, you don't need to worry about that. Her mother and I have always earned our reputations on our own merits. And they have nothing to do with anyone else. Liu Yuran was completely stunned. She didn't expect the result to be like this. My mom's voice came from outside the door. You know, my daughter looks quite good on this phone. In the end, Liu Yuran fled completely. My parents, because they unconditionally believed me, became model parents of the new era. The internet is full of their cloud sons and cloud daughters. I'm also called their half-sister from different fathers and mothers. My CP with Xiao Zichu ended without resolution. Even if they occasionally mention it, they always say that Qian is the only connection I have in the entertainment industry. My only family. And she can like whomever she wants. The last time I saw Liu Yuran was on my way back to school after finishing filming director Wang's scenes. She stopped in front of my car. I got out of the car. Some things needed to be settled once and for all. The age when she should have been at her most vibrant. Yet she was utterly decadent. Qian, I never thought that even with a second chance, I'd still lose to you. Why? What tricks did you use to target me again and again? You must be so proud right now. I've clearly distanced myself from you. Yet you're truly a bloodsucker. Always draining me. She was speaking incoherently. But I still understood. From beginning to end. You've always said to stay away from me and live your own life. But what have you actually done? How many times have you been to the practice room? Have you learned any of the new dance routines? Have you ever seriously attended a single training session? I really haven't seen any effort from her. Liu Yuran. No one is truly indispensable to another. I've always forgotten to tell you after the celebration banquet in my past life. I was planning to leave the industry and travel the world with you. She froze instantly. Her face filled with disbelief. I knew exactly what she was thinking. Traveling the world was my first time winning an award. And we both hugged and cried. We agreed to retire from the industry and travel after winning the Grand Slam. She said it as a joke. But I took it seriously. You're lying. You're deceiving me. Liu Yuran murmured to herself. Suddenly laughed out loud. And stumbled away. Disappearing into the curtain of rain. I never saw her again after that. I heard she was babbling nonsense all day long and was sent to a mental institution by her parents. Because of her downfall. All the major endorsements demanded she pay breach of contract penalties. Her parents heard and fled directly. I went to the mental hospital and paid her medical fees. When I came out, a coat was draped over my shoulders. I lifted my eyes and met Xiao Zichu's worried gaze. That lifeless face from the past has been replaced by this sunny one now. Fortunately, everything still has time. Don't worry. I will never betray you. I will always stay by your side. Stay by my side. My heart started pounding. I tilted my head and teased him. In what capacity? Before he could speak, I waved my hand and walked outside. Let's talk about it later. I haven't finished filming director Wang's movie yet.